You want the truth.
You can't handle the truth.
Build it and they will come. This is a New Jack City, homie. Turn up your sound component wherever you are right now.
We jack up the volume, we'll be able to tell what you had for lunch.
The next hour is going to change everything you think you know about building your business, starting your business, and raising the money for your business.
Show me the money!
Hello, everyone, and welcome to the Reg.A Money Show. This is Ron Costa, live in the Reg.A Money Studios with Miguel Dotras in Las Vegas over the iHeartRadio Network. Miguel, how you doing today?
I am doing outstanding, Ron, in Reg.A land. We have now officially changed the name of Las Vegas to Reg.A land because this is the home, this is the Mecca, this is where it all started, Ron, for the Reg.A Money Show, for you and me. This is where this is the central base of operations where we're taking over the world.
That's a good way to look at it, Miguel. The world's a big place. And
Vegas, yes, it is.
Kind of a small town. You know, people who don't live here don't understand how small Vegas is. It's basically a little valley. It's a city built in a valley, and when you do something good in Vegas, people know about it. And likewise, if you do something bad in Vegas, people know about it too. But like everywhere else, the Reg.A Money Show making trends all over the place. We've gotten a lot of good feedback on this show, Miguel. And when you get feedback in a town like Las Vegas, that's pretty impressive, I have to tell you.
Well, I'll tell you what, Ron, the odds are always in our favor because we're bringing the most current information. We're bringing the information that the listeners want to listen to. We have professionals who join us. We got contenders. We got qualifiers. We got people from all over the industry that come together and come support our show, and it's just a great thing to do. And it soon will be, Vegas will soon be the home of the Reg.A Symposium. Okay, you guys have first heard it here. Ron and I broke the news to you guys, our listeners out there, that the Reg.A Symposium is going to be the show that everybody, you know, they talk about Vegas shows and now, dude, I got to go to this show and I got to go to that show. No. Ron Costa and I, Miguel Dotras, are putting on the show that is the showstopper in Las Vegas. I'm not talking about the technology. I'm not talking about the electronic show. I'm not talking about the magicians. I'm not talking about the Celine Dion's. No. Ron and I are putting on something bigger because none of those shows show you how to access the capital markets. None of those shows gives you the ability to see where the next big idea is coming from. If you're an investor and you're buying a $60, $80 ticket to go see, you know, somebody sing or do magic tricks, man, I got a magic trick for you. I got a magic trick. How are you going to turn your money into the next big investment? Because people are going to be presenting at the Reg.A Symposium. Who knows? The next Facebook might be presenting. The next Twitter might be presenting at the Reg.A Symposium. Now that's an opportunity. That's a show worth going and looking and watching and being a part of. That's a show that stops all shows in Las Vegas, baby.
Yeah,
sorry, Ron, but Ron, I'm a little excited about our Reg.A Symposium.
Oh, so am I. I'm telling you, next week here in town they have the NAB show, National Association of Broadcasters, and they talk about, obviously, tons of podcasting is going to be a major component of that show this year. So, of course, I'm going to be there for sure next week over at the Convention Center for that one. But, I mean, as psyched as I am to go to the NAB show next week, I am just I just cannot wait for this symposium to happen because it's really going to put, well, Reg.A's already on the map. It's just going to put it on the map more, I think. And
no, it's going to be what it is. It's going to bring everybody together, Ron, which we have been, because we got people pulling from all over. We got people from New York. We got people from the East Coast. We got people from the West Coast. We got everybody from the, from Mountain Standard Time. I mean, we got professionals and investors and qualifiers that are located all over the United States, Ron, and this is going to give everybody an opportunity to be under one roof for a couple of days. Now, where can people get information, Ron? Where can the people sign up and get their ticket to this symposium thing? Or if we don't have tickets yet, where can they get the information so when we do start selling the tickets, because you know the tickets are going to go fast, Ron. I bet you anything, we put those tickets out for sale in about 3 hours. No. I'll give you the over-under. I'm going to say 5 hours with the over-under being 1, okay, that those tickets will be sold out for the Reg.A Symposium.
I hear that. Let's go to the casino, put that on the sports book. People can bet on that.
There you go.
But, yeah, if you want to get information on the symposium for where it's at right now, you can just go to regasymposium.com, R-E-G-A, and symposium.com, and you'll go to the website. You'll get all the information that we have at this point. So, Miguel, I'm telling you, it's the place to be. And, just to change the subject really quickly here, Miguel, the other day I went grocery shopping, and I walk out of there, and my bill comes out to like $150 for all the groceries that I bought. And I thought to myself, man, I didn't even buy anything great. I just bought, strawberries, orange juice, grapes. And it's always good to go back on the receipt and itemize everything that you saw there as what you're paying for, right? And I think we could do the same thing with Reg.A, because last week's show brought up a lot of questions as to we talked about the costs of Reg.A, and maybe this week we should just kind of break those costs down a little bit more so people could better understand where their money's going for Reg.A. You think that's a good idea?
Well, I think that's a great idea because you're absolutely right. We got to itemize some of these things because, you and I, we talk about, and I want our listeners to understand this, guys. When Ron and I are going through this information, we're not expecting you guys to be writing everything down. We're kind of talking to you in a very high level overview. Okay, we're kind of giving you the tops and the bottoms of different prices. And I think Ron makes a very good point because I think we should definitely try to itemize. And I say we start with one of the biggest ones, Ron. I think we start with legal today because legal, a lot of people, man, I get a lot of calls, I get a lot of inquiries, we get a lot of emails in regards to who should I use, who do you think is good, what's going on with this guy, how much is this guy going to? So I think it's really just if we could take the show, Ron, today and kind of itemize what you should be looking at when it comes to your legal fees for a Reg.A. And when we say a Reg.A, they're going to be filing an A-1 because Ron and I are proponents to the Reg.A plus Tier 2 because we feel that that's the most bang for the buck. If you're going to do this, do it right. Audit yourself with a PCAOB auditor one time and get that Reg.A that Reg.A or that A-1 filed underneath your belt as soon as possible. So we'd like to break it down, and I think, Ron, your little grocery store analogy coincides very nicely with the question this week, because the question this week is exactly in regards to what you have just spoke about. And our question comes from California, Bakersfield, California. There is a guy named Neil H. out there who listens to the show. Neil wrote me a nice email, Ron, telling me how much he's appreciated the understanding. He's been meeting with professionals out there in California. They've been talking to different people. And he says that going to these meetings with having listen to our podcast and our show, that he goes in with a whole different level of confidence because he actually understands some of the stuff that these guys are talking about. And so a great part of the educational process for Neil has been being able to listen to our shows and understanding exactly where he needs to be when he's starting to negotiate these things. So Neil writes, Ron, and I'll paraphrase a little bit. He says, guys, we're in the midst of putting our Reg.A together. As a listener of the show, I was wondering if you would be able just to kind of go over some of the things that a good attorney will do for the company while performing the A-1 filing function. All right, so Neil, you can see Neil has put a lot of thought into this, Ron. You can see that Neil has already gone through this process. And Neil, thank you so much. First of all, we appreciate the question. And the second thing, I think I speak for Ron, with this, but we really appreciate you listening to the show and taking that information and using it to better your company, to better your position with the professionals. man, that makes us feel real good, because when Ron and I put this thing together, we just wanted a place to put the information out there, because, we wanted to help companies access capital markets. But at the same time, we're not attorneys. We're not broker-dealers. We're not giving you advice, for what you should do. We're like the coaches. We're like, we're trying to tell you what you should look at, pitfalls, and we're trying to do it in an entertaining fashion. So for you, Neil, to give us props out there in Bakersfield, California, man, I really do appreciate it very much. And I know Ron appreciates it too. So Ron, what I'd like to do is I'd like to take your analogy and Neil's question, and I'd like to come back from our break and really break down, take a good 8 minutes and break down exactly itemized by item, okay, what you should be looking for in pricing and services when it comes to the legality and the legal services of filing an A-1 with the Securities and Exchange Commission. What do you think about that, my friend?
That sounds great. But before we do that, it sounds like Neil is a contender at this point, right? It looks like he would be a good guy to get on if he decides to go with the Reg.A. Maybe be a guest on the show once he's ready for it, and we can maybe have him on the show and he could pitch his Reg.A. to our audience as well. Right?
Yeah, no, definitely. We part of that email correspondence that we had, Ron, he did ask if once they were ready, and I told him, look, you can come on the show twice, because first he's going to be a contender, right? So he's going to be a contender because he's not yet qualified. So he can come, he can tell us, test the waters with us. He can come, tell us a little bit about the company, tell us about what he's doing, right, as the process of the A-1 is going on. And then Ron, when he gets qualified by the Securities and Exchange Commission, then he comes back on the show and says, hey, guys, this is Neil from Bakersfield again. I was telling you about my company, so guess what? We're out. We got 3 million shares at $3 for all you guys out there that want to participate. Visit us at neilbakersfield.com. Pick up some stock, or however he wants to do it. We don't mind. I mean, that's what we're all about here at the Reg.A Money Show, Ron. But yeah, Neil's definitely working the angles. He's already working the professionals, and he's working, he's working us here at the Reg.A Money Show. So I got to give it up for my boy.
Yeah, and if there are any other companies out there in a similar situation that Neil, or have similar questions, they could go to Reg.A Money.com and click on the show link there, and there's a whole drop-down menu where you can ask a question, or you could request to be a member, appear on the podcast as a guest. So, Miguel, with that in mind, let's take a quick break here, and we'll get ready for the second half of our show in just a moment.
Awesome.